Before we begin, if you enjoy deep dives into unsolved mysteries and true stories that will haunt you long after the end, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts below. It genuinely helps more than you know. Now turn the lights down. Tonight's story takes us to Siberia, August 5th, 1993. 7 hikers set out in the remote Khamar-Daban mountain range. Only one would come back alive, and to this day, no one can fully explain why. The mountains near Lake Baikal are vast, cold, and indifferent. Even in summer, storms can roll in without warning. Winds howl across exposed ridgelines. Temperatures plummet overnight. 2 hiking groups from Kazakhstan arrived there in early August. One group, led by Konstantin Kazanstev, would take a lower valley route. The other, 6 students and their experienced leader, Lyudmila Korovina, would take the high-altitude path across the peaks. The plan was simple: separate for several days and reunite at the lake. Should have been routine. Lyudmila was no amateur. She was strict, disciplined, and seasoned in the mountains. Some thought she pushed her students hard, but she believed hardship built resilience. On August 2nd, the group split at a fork in the trail. The valley group descended. Lyudmila and her 6 students climbed higher. No one knew it would be the last time they would see each other alive. By August 4th, the weather shifted. Rain turned to sleet. Wind became violent. Visibility collapsed. The summit group found themselves above the tree line, completely exposed. They set up camp in punishing conditions. Their tents whipped and strained against the wind. Snow seeped inside. Temperature dropped fast. By morning, they were exhausted. Lyudmila made the call: descend immediately. They packed up and began moving downhill through brutal gusts and freezing air. Then at around 11 a.m., something happened. One of the hikers, Sasha, collapsed. At first, they thought he had slipped, but when they helped him, he fell again. Lyudmila stayed behind him, telling the others to move ahead, and moments later, they heard her screaming. When they rushed back, Sasha was dead, and then things became incomprehensible. According to the sole survivor, 17-year-old Valentina, chaos erupted. Lyudmila collapsed. Another student began bleeding from the ears. Someone started foaming at the mouth. One clawed at their own throat. Another tore off their clothes in a frenzy. Then came the most disturbing part. One of the girls ran to a cluster of rocks and began smashing her own head against them, over and over and over. Within minutes, 5 healthy young hikers were dead or dying on the snow-covered slope. There had been no avalanche, no visible external threat, just sudden madness and death. Valentina tried to help one of them, but was bitten in confusion. Then one of the boys, Dennis, bleeding, barely conscious, looked at her and forced out a single word: run. So she did. Valentina fled downhill into the tree line. Behind her, the wind howled. Ahead her, a wilderness. She crawled into her sleeping bag and passed out from exhaustion. When she awoke, the storm had cleared. The mountain was silent. She climbed back up to confirm what she already knew. All 6 were dead. And she closed her eyes, covered the bodies with a tent, and began walking, alone. For 4 days, she felt power lines moving from tower to tower. She found an abandoned hut, ate scraps, drank from rivers. She was feverish, starving, in shock. On August 9th, tourists spotted her near a riverbank. She was incoherent, but she was alive. Search teams later recovered the bodies. Official cause of death? Hypothermia. Investigators suggested paradoxal undressing, a phenomenon where freezing victims feel intense heat and remove clothing. But hypothermia doesn't explain everything. It doesn't explain bleeding from ears and eyes, foaming at the mouth, sudden simultaneous collapse, and violent self-harm. And perhaps most puzzling of all, why did Valentina survive? She had endured the same storm, the same exposure, the same altitude. Yet she alone walked away. Some believe it was severe altitude sickness, possibly pulmonary edema causing confusion and bleeding. Others suggest contaminated water from steams collected to Lake Baikal. More extreme theories propose military weapons testing, nerve agents, aerosol toxins released during the storm. There's even speculation about infrasound, low-frequency vibrations generated by wind over mountains ridges, capable in theory of inducing panic and disorientation. But none of these theories fully explain the timeline, or why only 6 died, or why the death happened within minutes of each other. Every explanation leaves gaps, and the mountain offers no answers. Years later, Valentina spoke publicly. She defended Lyudmila. She said they were well fed, they were prepared, that their leader was not reckless. When asked how she survived, she gave a simple answer. I was in good physical condition, but so were the others, and that's what makes this story linger. 6 young hikers died in a matter of minutes. No avalanche, no fall, no visible trauma beyond what they inflicted upon themselves. It's just a storm, and something else, something we still don't seem to understand. The Khamar-Daban rage still stands over Siberia. Wind still moves across ridges. Snow still buries in trails. But somewhere along one of those slopes in August of 1993, something happened, and whatever it was, the mountains kept it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more weekly mysteries, and comment down below what you think really happened on that mountain. Was it hypothermia? Altitude sickness? Something man-made, or something we don't yet understand. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay curious.